I had a really good day. I got up, I hung out at my wife's uncle's house for a little while, had some coffee. Then we went bike riding, had bagels, like New Jersey bagels, which were fantastic. I got an everything egg bagel with sausage, egg, and cheese. Mel got bacon, egg, and cheese. It was fantastic. Then we went bike riding. We went to the boardwalk, but you can't bike ride on the boardwalk because they pay a whole bunch of people to like sit on the boardwalk to be like, you can't ride your bikes on the boardwalk. So we did that. And then after that, we ended up meeting Tom Marshall at this place called Wonder Bar. Actually, before we did any of that, we went to the beach. We like swam in the ocean. It was salty and quite warm, actually. I was really surprised about that. I'm not a water person, so the fact that I went into the water is a real testament to how good a wife Mel is. Um, Neither here nor there. We ended up meeting Tom and his wife Lily, and we met at the venue, Wonder Bar. We went right across the street and had dinner at this really wonderful ale house. I think it was called Robinson's Ale House. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was called Robinson's Ale House. And yeah, after that, we went over to the sound check and listened to Reprise. And actually, guys, I'm sold. I was talking to Tom, and by the way, that guy is super cool. And I was absolutely right. We 100% would have been dudes that sat together at the lunch table. And I verified that by sitting together at the dinner table. It was super awesome. And, you know, obviously it's kind of one of those things where you try not to talk too much about what you're going to talk about tomorrow. So we really kind of kept it to like what was it like? His wife Lily is an absolute Betty. She's so cool. Her and Mel hit it off. Like they're high school sweethearts, and that was about the most heart melting thing ever. Like they're sickeningly cute. Like a couple we should all aspire to be one day. Just as friendly and cool as those two were. So we go and see the band, and we get over there and sound check, and they're sound checking to Esther, which I get it. You know, me and Mel are like, oh my gosh, it's Esther. And then I get a chance to tell Tom, like, my mom's name is Esther. And he's like, oh, no kidding. You know, it's that kind of thing. And, you know, as people start kind of spilling into the venue, more and more people are just like actually there. And you see people are there to like see a specific night. You know, they want to see what these guys do because they have those like nostalgic feelings. And I was talking to Tom a little bit before going over there, you know, about Reprise, the band we'd ended up seeing, and he's now promoting them. And I was asking him, you know, how unique it must, or talking to him about how unique it must be to see, you know, his friends, you know, make his words come to life, and then these other people that are inspired by this work, you know, give it kind of new life, but new life through the light of nostalgia. I wouldn't say a cover band. I'd say more homage band than anything. And being in the crowd of Reprise, you really saw people reliving kind of those moments, like enjoying the now, right? But and talking to people afterwards, people were saying like it's kind of nice because you know, this one gentleman, for example, I was talking to him, and he was telling me you know, that show that they played was his first tape. And so he went out of his way to come to the show because he'd had that as his first tape. And he was commenting on how they did the little tidbits, like the vacuum cleaner and the Frankenstein intro going back in. I won't spoil the show for you, but it was one of the cool things for him to be like, they really did the tidbits. And to see so many people kind of come alive, but then also see new Phish fans being born through Reprise. I literally saw people asking who this band was. And everybody was like, it's a cover band of Phish. And people being like, I need to listen to Phish. I saw that happen at least twice. And it was really cool. And it was a fun place to people watch. But then shout out to everybody that came up and said hello, that actually like went out of their way to be like, hey, you said you were going to be there and I showed up. I hope you guys had a great time. I had a great time. And in talking to Tom afterwards, and by the way, I got to meet the band. We talked for probably 20 minutes or so beforehand. I did an interview with them and Tom before me and Tom's conversation tomorrow. All of those guys are super cool, super fun dudes. I played with their balls, which I guess you'll find out what that means later. It was a ton of fun. I mean, honestly, today was so much fun. Hearing that show, with the understanding that it wasn't the four guys that comprise of the band Phish, with the understanding that it was an experience to hear songs that we all like, but also it was without question an homage, and not only maybe an homage to the band, but also to the time period that seems to mean a lot to people. And I think we all, when I say we all, I'm including myself because I've been to 3 shows now. We all kind of relive those moments that are really, really cool. I cannot tell you how many times I have listened to the Hollywood Bowl run, because to me, I enjoy the frig out of reliving those moments. And I totally get it, if only for that context. And to see that in a microcosm, it wasn't the Hollywood Bowl, right? This was Wonder Bar in Jersey. But to see that microcosm and to still see the Phish community exist, and to see people excited about the music, and to see, people really, really, really juiced. And honestly, to see how friendly friggin' Tom Marshall was. Like, he really is a swell guy. And I'm actually excited to get to go through the meat and potatoes of everything tomorrow. But for the foundation, for the rapport building, to be over music, and conversation and excitement, and then to get to meet so many people that watched the channel, and as well as just talk, dorky gear stuff with the guys in a band. It was just a ton of fun. It was actually a ton of fun. I had a blast. I drank Shirley Temples and danced the night away. It was a good time. Guys, I'm really excited. We're gonna meet up with Tom tomorrow at 11 at his place, and so it's really friggin' cool to me, because I can remember back in November hearing these words and saying the lyrics are second to none, and then stopping myself because I'd only heard through Rift. And now here I am getting ready to talk to a guy whose words have really meant something to me, in a more formal context, but again, that we could just immediately meet, be buddies, have a burger, and laugh was so cool. I really enjoyed the frig out of it. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. And whatever you do, take care of your shoes. Also, check out Reprise. If you're ever in a place where they play, go friggin' see them. You will have the most fun. It is, in a very minimal sense, kind of like being at a Phish show, because all the people that like Phish are there, and a whole bunch of people that like Phish. So you probably have an idea what the vibe is like. They're abundantly good. I love you guys.